Yes, that would take us back out. That would Exitus Maximus. Okay. Aha, the changing room. Let's have a look first. Let's have a good look around. You just don't... This is the thing about this game. You don't just dive straight into the suspects. You look first, and then you know what you can question them about. So we have some clothing.
These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room.
Okay.
Clothes belonging to one of the suspects.
There's another one. Champagne bottle.
Champagne for a special occasion.
I've got to admit, if I was coming to a business meeting at a steam room and one of the guys brought champagne, I'd be a little bit like, what's your deal?
Unopened. It was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session. An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled.
Found Aladdin's lamp.
Expensive clothes belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
Okay, so there's a victim in there, a dead body, and there are 3 people in there as witnesses. There are only 3 sets of folded clothes here. Somebody rode into town naked. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's a dead body, alright. Oh, stabbed through the eye.
Lord Holmes.
It's Odin!
Death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
Okay. There's nothing else here. So there's the body.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous. Well, death is very recent. Between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
A fire poker. Yeah, but they haven't found anything in the room. That's the thing. Nothing that could have been used as a weapon.
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
Okay, so we have some dirt from his fingernails.
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session.
The doorman did it. Yeah, I mean, he would be the closest thing to a butler in this. And as we all know, the butler always does it. Okay, so that's everything from that body. We had dirt under his fingernails. Then there's blood.
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. There was also Witcher Vision. The key.
This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
So he has a key with him. Probably for this door, because it was locked. It made a liquidy sound when you took it. Yeah. It was a slurpy sound. Holmes is the vampire here. Okay, there's no witchery vision-y thing to do here. Let's just make sure we didn't miss anything on the body as well. No. Okay. Look around. So we've got a switch here. G. Newell and Son, Steam Specialist, Seattle, Washington. Oh! I didn't know there was anybody in Seattle, Washington during the ancient Roman times.
G. Newell and Sons, Steam Specialists.
Interesting.
Seattle,
We're learning new things every day. Okay.
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
So can we turn the steam off now? Oh right, I can't find the switch until I go into detective vision. They modernized the bath, I know. Yeah. But what if they didn't and this was actually a significant archaeological find? We've been lied to all these years. They were never really Roman either, yeah. I mean, if this was made in the 1600s, I don't think it's Roman. We found some glasses.
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier. These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
Oh, you're right, the Americans just stuck the plaque on and took the credit. Uh-huh.
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme.
Can't stand the heat, get out of the store now.
I cannot reach into it.
There's a lump of metal in there though, look.
I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
Oh, the murder weapon may be a knife, and they threw it in the brazier to melt it. Okay, so we've got a Mr. Garrow, Mr. Pitkin, and a Mr. Blinkhorn. So Garrow was the guy from the city, the one that Lestrade thinks did it. He's got blood on his towel.
Blood traces wiped on the towel.
That just means he went near the body. And then we got Pitkin, the other guy, I think Blinkhorn was the archaeologist.
It's horrible. So Rodney, he's dead.
Yes.
Can't we speak about it somewhere else?
Okay, I guess I'm not interrogating them
I'm
now.
in shock. I don't want to talk.
If you were really in shock, you wouldn't know it.
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
So am I. Interestingly. Okay.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes. Yeah, so 4 naked bodies and 3 sets of clothing.
I cannot leave until I have seen the body.
We've seen the body. Is there something else we've missed? Oh, blood.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large. I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry, or he is an artist, or a ghost, or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
Well, I mean, of course he wanted to meet me. Duh. He might be my biggest fan and he's obsessed and he's giving me a mystery.
We don't have many leads here.
If you have to interrogate me, I'd like to be dressed.
Okay. So we've got that. He's also got blood on his hands, look, but we can't log that. But obviously that means that the blood was wiped off of his hands as opposed to it coming from the murder, the actual murder victim. So it's not like he grabbed him with his own bloody hands. Could still have done that though, and that could be blood on his hands from having committed the murder. You stab someone in the face like that, you're going to get blood on your hand. Alright, let's talk about this key.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
No, this isn't Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, there's no objections.
None, Lestrade.
Examine belongings. Examine the belongings of the victim and the witnesses ready to be examined at Scotland Yard. And awaiting interrogation. Right, Mr. Phillips. Identify this key, please. I think I know it's the key for the door to the steam room, but...
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir, I did not.
Objection! This is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Are you sure? You have a telegram in your pocket from this morning.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything. I left the
Leaning in.
baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see. There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's important?
Okay. Frigidarium. See, this is where you put the dead bodies. In the ice room.
This area serves as Sir Rodney Bentcliffe's workshop.
This is where our victim worked and broke pots, apparently. If everyone arrived while he was there, how did he not notice someone hauling in an ice bucket and a bottle? Yeah, we're going to need to put a proper time frame together, hopefully. He may have not shown up until after some of them had arrived. Because he told us the order that everybody arrived. We're going to have to check that. Photo negatives.
Glass plate negatives. A remarkable method for recording ancient civilizations.
This was the digital camera of the day. Or the Polaroid would be more
A
accurate,
glass
I
plate
suppose.
negative is missing.
Oh, there's a missing plate. Ancient, yes.
It is a glass plate negative of an Egyptian statue.
What is this? Is there anything else on here that we can find? Nothing in Witcher vision. So we've got a document. Dear friend, I wish to organise a press conference at the Strand Lane Baths next month. 1893 was a remarkable year for my work in Egypt. But now it's time to set my focus upon English archaeology, to shine the light on our national treasures and reveal them to the public. I would like to see as many journalists as possible in attendance to record this event and record it favourably, if we treat them well enough. With champagne, I should like to recall my old friendship with Lord Blackmore and use the special funds of the Royal Archaeological Institute for this event. Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. So who did he write that to? In newspaper. There are a few things among us who could claim it, or few among us who could claim any degree of unfamiliarity with the name of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. So this is an article about him in the Daily Mirror. He is a gentleman who possesses the wealth, notoriety, and vigour to well match the finest of his ilk abound in England. His intellect is equal to his charms, as has oft been declared by the young ladies of the European aristocracy. Well then, high praise. He holds powerful connections within the Lord's Chamber and carries an influence inside the political world. There are those who would call him unforgiving, authoritarian. We should rather say that Sir Rodney is determined and ambitious. His presence at any archaeological site can only mean success for all concerned. Truly staggering news for the masses. The Times, miraculous reopening of the Strand Lane Romans Baths, excavation research. The research efforts were about to be halted when a saviour arrived in the form of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. So this place was in trouble before he got here. Sir Rodney has taken over the immediate control of the excavation, claiming that the site holds the key to a great mystery. It does now, doesn't it? Yeah. We pledge to update our readers with all the exciting news as it develops. Little did he know, the mystery would be his own death. Some archaeological findings.
Archaeological findings. Old clay
I haven't
pots
used that
with
soundbite
numbers
in a
inscribed
while,
upon
so
them.
that might have been a bit forced, but whatever. Another document. This metal plate, besides its archaeological interests, appears to be part of something larger. At the present moment, I'm unable to determine exactly what that might be. It's an ancient Roman mech. They had those, right? Look, it's like a piece of the leg or something, like an armoured plate.
A shape has been cut in the plate. What should be done with it?
Put it in my pocket, that's what should be done with it. It'll be worth a couple of bob.
Tools used by archaeologists in their research.
Tongs. I know what we can do with those.
Tongs.
I know exactly what we can use those for. Have a look further down here first.
My God, are you all right? I wonder how this could have happened.
Yes, it is somewhat treacherous. Fortunately, I am unscathed. To where does this corridor lead?
To the frigidarium, the coal room.
Barely unscathed and by a very small margin. And treacherous is an understatement.
Well, it is an ongoing archaeological dig.
Those stones weigh tons. We won't move them.
It does not matter. If our investigation requires it, we shall ask for them to be removed.
Lestrade! Got a job for you. Something suited to your level of talent. Alright. You there.
Mr. Holmes?
Look lively. Get those blocks moved out of the way.
These baths are becoming sinister.
Yeah, really. Alright, let's see then. So they left the champagne behind. Good. We can have a drink later. What we can also do is grab that metal. Da, 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 da. Click. Oh. There we go. Got it.
I should analyze this melted metal.
Examine the crime scene of the Roman baths complete. Find all the missing, find the missing weapon that was used to kill Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. The suspects are at Scotland Yard waiting interrogation, and their belongings of the victims and witnesses are ready to be examined. Hey, Mr. Bushido. Good to see you. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? We're solving mysteries. We have a murdered man in a Roman baths in a locked room with 3 people and no murder weapon, but we found a hunk of melted metal. Doing good? Awesome. Well, let's go to the yard and we'll find out what these guys have to say for themselves. So let's see what we've got so far, evidence-wise. So, Philip sent a telegram from the post office at 7:30 this morning. We found the key to the actual locked bathhouse underneath Sir Rodney's body, so he dropped it when he died. He had it with him. He locked the room. Finally playing something that isn't on your list. Oh, excellent. You can watch then. Yeah, we're doing Sherlock Holmes or mystery games now. I've kind of changed my stream schedule up a bit. Mondays and Fridays we're going to do mystery games. So currently we're on Sherlock Holmes. We've still got Far Cry 5 to finish off with the DLC. We've done the main campaign though, so we've only got the DLC to do now. We're currently in the Mars DLC and we did the Vietnam one. That's going to be Tuesday and Saturday's game. So yeah, we're alternating a little bit. I figure it's probably a good idea to do that for that reason as well. People can watch if it's instead of like a block of months at a time of a game that people might not want to see yet. Mix it up a little bit. So we've got this perforated metal plate. We need to figure out what it is. I still think that's a leg piece from an ancient Roman mech. We'll see. Chilled champagne, unopened, in an ice bucket in the changing room. And the door boy doesn't remember anybody bringing it in. But he's already admitted he wasn't there the whole time. We found dirt under Sir Rodney's fingernails, but he is an archaeologist. We can perform an analysis on his blood. We can search the archives for 1893 to find out what was remarkable about his work in Egypt at that time. And perform an analysis of the melted metal found in the brazier. But I think we should go interrogate these guys first.
Good day to you, Mr. Holmes.
Hello, how are you? Right, evidence room. So this is all their shit. What you got? So this is Sir Gregory Pitkin's belongings. Wow. So he's Welsh? Actually, that's the wrong dragon. That's the British one. Okay.
An embroidered silk handkerchief.
It's a red... it's not a dragon either, it's a lion, you idiot. So yes, he's not Welsh. Ignore me. I'm just testing you guys to see if you're on top of things. Wait, so his name is... Oh. Was it Gregory Pitkin? Hang on. I've forgotten the names already. Losing brick cred there, I know. Okay, so who have we got here? Oh. We haven't met them all yet. We don't have their names. Whatever. So Pitkin, Garrow, Blinkhorn, and Bentcliffe. So that's the murder victim. So yeah, Pitkin. I'm pretty sure his name was Gregory Pitkin. Interestingly, the monogram on the handkerchief is RP, not GP. I wonder whose that is then. Got a fountain pen.
With solid gold trim.
Rebecca or Rachel, maybe? Could be. Be his wife's. Or it could have belonged to his father. And he keeps it now as this, head of the family. Yep, Richard, exactly. So we've got a card. Yeah, Sir Gregory Pitkin. Manager, Roman Baths, Strands Lane, London.
Sir Gregory Pitkin's visiting card.
Polite Poltergeist, hey, how are you? How long do I plan to stream tonight? We're about half an hour from the end. We've been going for 4 hours. We usually start at 4 PM UK time. Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. So we're getting close to the end now, but you're welcome to stick around. Always good to have people in. Right, so we've got Garrow's belongings. This is the guy with the bloodstained tower.
When Garrow found Sir Rodney dead, he wiped the blood upon himself.
And this is literally all he has. I mean, I'm guessing they're wearing their clothes now. Unless we put them naked in the jail cell. He has a drug vial, though.
A phial with herbs. Do you know what it is, my dear fellow?
Herbs.
It's the St. John's wort flower, Holmes.
Ah.
It's commonly used as a drug against melancholia. However, an overdosage might lead to a rash or even hallucinations.
But, yeah, you could get a rash or hallucinations. Or you could get rash hallucinations. That's even worse. The Blinkhorn is the archaeologist. So the other guy, Garrow, must be the guy that they said was from the city. So he's probably like a, clerk or something. Or a counsellor. So Gregory Pitkin, manager to Tom Blinkhorn. Dear Sir, the interests that I represent require the situation at the baths to be changed for the better. At the present time, the frigidarium excavations remain under your direction, and yet the works have not progressed. You have failed to find anything of value, and we are unable to make the frigidarium accessible to the public. The frigidarium is a valuable asset in the recreation of the Roman bath experience. I urge you to complete your work within the next 2 months. You have the remaining time to conclude your archaeological research and find yourself another workplace. That's an unceremonious way of saying you're being fired. Get 2 months and get on with it. Gonna make some tea and watch the rest? No problem. Tea's good. Okay, so we've got St. John's wort, and we've got the letter to Blinkhorn from Pitkin threatening him. Well, the newspaper article that we found did say that the research efforts were about to be halted when a saviour arrived in the form of Rodney Bentcliffe. So if we take that with that letter, that was Pitkin saying, you've got 2 months and then we're done and we're opening. So you either find something then or tough shit. Then Blinkhorn arrives. That saves the research, so that's extending it beyond the 2 months. It's not necessarily making things go quicker, it's extending things, right? Interesting. And he had a pencil on him. And what did the victim have? That's his wedding ring.
This ring was most likely the one that Sir Rodney wore. He removed it before entering the steam room.
It's been repaired or resized at some point. There's an odd symbol here.
An Egyptian symbol. It is a very old jewel.
Ah, right, okay. An Egyptian symbol.
I see the join. This ring was repaired, and quite badly
Yeah.
too, with silver.
Why on earth would they wear such a ring?
A very pertinent question.
With silver as well. Yeah, no self-respecting jeweler repaired that. So the victim also had this coin, an ancient Roman-looking coin.
An old and rather dirty coin. a hand-drawn map.
And his notebook.
Rodney Bentcliffe's notebook. It may contain something of interest.
That's a very well done drawing. I can't draw like that. But look. Pages
The last
missing.
pages were torn out. We must find a way of retrieving Sir Rodney's last lines. Watson, please prevent anyone from entering the room. But first, fetch me a pencil.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Just do one
To
of those
begin with,
pencil ribbons,
a few
right?
strokes of the pencil will be enough. I don't want to damage the traces. And then to gently smudge the leftover pencil marks with a handkerchief. I'm sure that Watson won't mind if I use his.
Interesting. Today I almost found it. This date will go down in history. Found what?